Hi everyone, Charlie here. I just want to start out my video like I start out all of them by saying that in no way do I claim that I'm a professional. Everything that I put on my channel through my videos is either from personal experience or just things that help me get to where I am today. Now, I've been doing good for quite some time now, less than a year, which for some people can be forever, and I'm proud of what I've done and what I've done to get here. And saying that, there's people out there that do it for a couple weeks and then they get discouraged and, they fall down and it's not about falling down, it's about getting back up. I fell down numerous times and my mom always looked in the best in me. She always was hoping that I would pull out of it. And she told me this. And it breaks my heart that she's seen everything that she's seen and she had to suffer through it all. The same with, my girlfriend Amanda and my dad and everyone, but my mom would have sleepless nights, sleepless nights. You know, I went when I was 15 years old, so I'm going to give you a little bit about, when I started using drugs. When I was 15 years old, I started smoking pot. I think I was 14, maybe 15, started smoking pot. Um, which was fine. If you're just going to smoke pot, great. It's nothing wrong with that at all. It's natural, goes in the ground. It just makes you get the munchies or whatever it is. I have nothing against marijuana at all. Personally, I don't smoke it anymore because when I do, I get self-conscious. I get paranoid. I feel like everyone's looking at me. It's just not for me anymore. Um, so I think I was 15 years old, 14, 15. So I started smoking cigarettes after smoking pot, and it was because me and my friend Brent, the one day we were smoking pot, we ran out and we couldn't get any more. There was a drought, no one had any, so I decided to smoke cigarettes. What a stupid reason to smoke cigarettes, I know, but um, that was my reasoning for smoking cigarettes. Now I think it was I was around, it was summertime, getting into summertime, school was still in when I started using ecstasy. Um, my group of friends ran into another group of friends that I used to hang out with when I was younger. I'm not going to name any names because that's not what this is about. Um, it's more about, I know I named my friend Brent, but God rest his soul. He passed away a few years ago, so I feel like I should be able to put him in my video. Um, but anyway, we ended up doing ecstasy, and the first time I did it, I loved it. I didn't think anything was wrong with it. It was a big thing. I did it, and then I didn't do anything except smoke my pot for maybe a couple weeks or something, and then it became more of a, oh, let's do it, where I'd stay up for literally 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days at a time with no sleep, doing ecstasy more and more and more and more. And, I didn't, at the time, again, I thought I was smarter than everyone else. I thought my mom and dad didn't know, but they did. Of course they did. They knew. All parents know. When you know, you know. So anyway, yeah, I did that for probably a good year to a year and a half. Then our drug dealer at the time, again, I'm not naming any names, happened to pull up to our favorite spot where we used to party, which was, believe it or not, behind the Ramada on Lundy's Lane in Niagara Falls. There was like a little like garage thingy at the back of the building, and we used to sit there, and no one would bother us. There was picnic tables there. We did that for 5 or 6 years. We used to go back there. And all my friends, all my old friends, who's gonna watch this video, you'll remember. I gotta say, we had good times there, but the fact that it was all drug related, that's the only shitty thing. Is I wish that we were friends not because of that stuff. Because all you guys, you're good guys, you're good people. Just some of us need help. That's it. So anyway, our drug dealer showed up the one time, and he's like, well, why don't he pulled up listening to this song, give me the loot, give me the loot. He had a friggin' pantyhose on his head, and he was, give me the loot, give me the loot. And then my one friend went up, and you know who you are, and he was trying to convince him to take cocaine. And we were like, nah, man, that's a crazy drug. Meanwhile, we're doing ecstasy, like, and we're thinking cocaine's a crazy drug. So needless to say, I think we ended up getting some. Not that time he came. I think it was, a few hours after, and so still in the same period of time that we were using from that partying time. Um, but yeah, so we ended up using cocaine, and then that's I think when things kind of went downhill for me. Um, but you would think it would have been the ecstasy, which it was. That's when things went downhill for me. As soon as I tried the first ecstasy pill, it was it. It was. I was already sucked in. I didn't know this. Other people did. And I'm not talking about people that I was hanging out with. I mean like parents and people that were looking from the outside in. Now, once I used the cocaine, I thought it was amazing, blah, blah, blah. So from there, I probably used that till I was 18, 19 years old. I think it was 18. I think it was, no, 17 years old. I mean, I still use it throughout, but once, I think I was 17 and a half, I tried Oxycontin. Um, Now, for you, those of you out there who don't know what that is, it's a prescribed painkiller for people that have, injuries that have had things happen to them. Same with morphine, Dilaudid, all the opiates, all the opiate group. It's prescribed to people that have chronic pains. I think it's kind of a shitty trap because I have people close to me that had that prescribed, not knowing what it is, and just knowing that, oh my God, my pain's gone. But next thing you know, the worst pain you're dealing with is the addiction. When you don't know, you think you're just taking a prescription. They don't tell you. They don't tell you how addictive it is. It can ruin your life. It can ruin your life. And I think that's wrong. I really think it's wrong. I think you should have the choice and have it explained to you. I mean, nowadays they expect everyone to know how bad it is and this and that, but like I said, I have someone really close to me that had no idea, and I'm happy he is where he is today, and I love him very much. But anyway, so back to the Oxycontin. So it was Wesleyan. School wasn't in, it must have been summertime again. I met two of my friends. I was with one of my friends, we went and met one of his friends. So he wasn't my friend yet, but we ended up going and sitting behind the horticulture area. There was like picnic benches and a little roof thingy, so we could sit under there. And he showed up. He had some Oxycontin. Um, I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll try it. And my friend's friend was like, man, I don't know. If you've never done it, you should. So I gotta respect him for trying to lead me away. But in the end, he kind of just gave in. Didn't charge me or anything. He gave it to me because, I don't know, I guess he felt bad. That's the one thing about drug people too, is that they have no idea what they're doing. They don't know that it's bad. They're giving someone something. I mean, they know, it's hard to explain. I'll get into that in another video. So anyway, he ended up giving it to me, but before he did, I said, so what are the side of, like, what happens? What's so good about this? And he said, well, you feel drunk. And I said, oh, that's great. I like being drunk, so let's do it. So he busted it up. We sniffed it, because that's how I did the oxys at the time. I didn't eat them. I didn't inject them. I didn't smoke them. I just sniffed them, which is still horribly bad. So I ended up doing that, and then I got, within the few months there, I got addicted to opiates. So I was doing everything, any kind of opiate I could get my hands on. Not like it was like, oh, I need it. But if someone had Dilaudid or morphine, let's do it. I wasn't addicted to one kind of pill. And at the time, I didn't know I was addicted until I started feeling withdrawals. So I think I was around then. I think it was when I was 17, 18. Maybe I was 19. I went on the methadone program. I think it was 18. Anyway, so I went on the methadone program. I've been on and off that for years. But from there, so I used the pill, When I was 21, I think it was, believe it or not, I started smoking crack cocaine. Now, that drug, it's literally, I can't say what they call it on here. It's called the devil something, and I just don't want to, because I'm trying to keep it, PG. It's kind of hard because I know I'm talking about drugs and stuff, but I don't feel like I should be swearing or anything on here. But yeah, so I started doing that because of a guy who, I'm not going to mention his name, but it was my own fault, but he pretty much cornered me into doing it. And I don't even want to get into that because, he's anyway, so I did it. It was my decision in the end. I ended up doing it, and it was the worst drug I've ever done in my life. The addiction, the things that you do for it, the you don't think of anyone else, you don't care. It's just you. Even if you think you care about other people, in the end you don't, because you don't. You're just trying to get high, and it's a sad thing. And I still I can tell when I walk up the street. I live in Cape Breton now. I lived in Ontario, Niagara Falls for years, all the way up until 6 months ago, or 4 months ago, October, all the way up till October. And even when I walk up and down the streets here, I can tell, when I see somebody that's struggling with an addiction use. I can see it because I've seen it time and time again. I was there. It was me, so it's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. And I think that's one of the worst drugs to be addicted to, aside from opiates, because they're physically, that can really hurt you for a long time trying to come off it. Crack cocaine and cocaine is more of a mental thing. Any of those uppers are more mental than any, but people like the high so much that they just keep doing it and doing it, doing it. And if anyone knows that, I know that. So that's pretty much, I did that all the way up until I got clean. There was a couple times where I was good. I lived in St. Catharines, in an apartment building, and I was clean there for I think a year and a half, almost 2 years, doing so good. Had a car, always had a full tank of gas. I was making I think $20 an hour or something, working in Hamilton, Toronto. I was the foreman, and then it all fell apart when I ended up using once again, and I made the wrong decision, hung out with the wrong person. I told the wrong person my business is what it started with. But yeah, and then I on and off the methadone, and now I'm here, and I love Cape Breton. I think this was the best decision I've ever made in my life for myself and my family. I love both my kids with all my heart. My girlfriend Amanda, she's my rock. Her and my mom, stuck through me through all my stuff, and I wouldn't have ever expected that. And I gotta say, I'm very lucky to have them in my life. And now I'm down in Cape Breton where I have my dad, and I've never been happier. Never been happier. You see my dad almost every day. It's a nice thing. I haven't seen him in about 6 years since my son, 5 years, maybe 5, 6 years since my son turned 1. He was there for his Blair's first birthday. And it was hard. It was hard, but I knew if I came down to see him, he would see that I was still messed up, and it would hurt him more to see me like that than for me just to stay there and not come visit. So, but enough about that. Everyone's happy now. It was hard for me to make this video to kind of tell everybody my little bit of my story, right? It's embarrassing for me, but this video is also not just for people that don't use it. It's for all you other guys out there that are having a hard time with it, that you don't think you can talk to anybody. I've had a few messages already, and that's exciting for me that I'm actually getting out to other people, and other addicts that are clean now. Or I've spoken to somebody last night that's still using. That was one of my friends. I did time with him in Niagara. And he was telling me he's having a hard time and everything. And I told him, if there's anything I can do for you, you let me know. And he was very grateful for that, because he told me all his friends, everyone that he thought was there for him, aren't there for him anymore. So, even if I don't know you and you're on here and you want to send me a message, if, you want me to make a video about something, or you have any questions, anything at all, please, send me a message on or comment on my, under my video, or Facebook, anything. I'm glad to help, and I'm hoping that I can help. That's what I'm set out to do. Thank you everybody for watching my videos. I'm sorry this one's so long. It's it kind of had to be. I also apologize again for the glare on my glasses. I only have my phone right now to make videos. I don't even have a laptop, and I'm doing everything off my phone. So I'm hoping in the next couple months I can get the laptop up. I have a laptop, I just don't have software or anything editing. So far, every video I've taken has been one take. So if you notice that I've stuttered, or I'm saying things or kind of looking off into space, it's hard for me to do this all at once. I'm new to this whole video thing, but again, it's hard for me, but I'm happy that you guys are watching. Thanks, everybody. Love you guys.